Hey everybody, it's Heartless Spartan, and it's good to be back with another Monster High Toy Talk review. Today I have the Monster Fest Fangtastic Food Truck playset that comes with its own Draculaura doll. This set is oversized for my camera and the space I'm using, so stuff might be slightly off camera during the view, but I'll do what I can to show everything. So let's get the Monster Fest review started with the food truck. Okay, let's actually take a look at Draculaura first, just so I can kind of safely get her out of the way without messing up her doll. Let's focus in on her. There we go. Alright, so she did come with this guitar. It has one of the little doll handles in it for their hands, so that slips in there real easily, but then the guitar itself weighs too much, so then it just kind of, it just kind of falls. So what I ended up doing was, when I took the doll out of the package, there was a rubber band around her skirt, and I just wrapped that around the guitar, and then I took one of those bands, and or one of the wraps, and just stuck her hand underneath that so you can barely see it, and it looks like she's holding the guitar real nice. It's not double-sided, it's hollow on the other side. Yeah, you can see the rubber bands there. But once you get that on there, she actually holds it quite well. This is a rather cute doll to just kind of come as an addition to the truck. But her outfit's really cute. She's got this big bow top on here. Pink heart bats on her skirt. See, although her skirt, you can't pose her super well just because of the skirt, but imagine that's with any skirt. She has this flower crown on top with this little jewel that's really neat. If you're wondering why you don't see it in the product pictures, or when she's sitting in the truck before you open the package, it's because a lot of the accessories, including this and her little green necklace there, are packaged additionally inside the truck before you open it up. So all the stuff's included there. It's not missing, it's just not on the outside of the truck before you open the package, so people in the store or whatever, things don't go missing or fall off or get pulled off. But this, it looks real nice, but it's also very loose. There's not really a way to tighten it. It just kind of sets on her head. So I'm actually going to take that off right now so we can take a closer look at her. There we go. She's got these neon colors around her eyes. Of course, she's got the little hearts in her pupils. Her fangs sticking over the purple lipstick. This kind of floral, kind of rock star design around her eye. It's kind of cute on the one side. As usual, her little vampire ears. Her hair, for being packaged in the truck, came out very nice. No box hair at all. And they had that wrapped up really good, too. So I'm really liking how they kept the hair nice in this. Just sometimes very hard to do, because then with the package, with the larger packages, hold on a sec. These things, yeah, Caddy. I'm looking forward to opening up Caddy. I just got her today, but when they're packaged in those, they got their hair pinned down in there, but they always, so many times they end up with box hair, but this turned out real nice. Of course, I pointed out her little necklace that came separately and inside the truck as well. It just kind of snaps on there. Her outfit's just kind of velcroed down the back. Something I really liked here, that this is the first time I've seen this, were her cowgirl boots, which are just awesome. I like that. Those are extremely cute. Let's go ahead and slide one of those off and take a look at that. There's kind of a traditional design on there, but it looks really nice. And it kind of surprised me that they did that, but it's really cool and it fits her outfit quite well. And that kind of oh, I don't know what to call it, that kind of field concert. Like that kind of Woodstock rock concert kind of thing going on. But yeah, those are actually really nice. And it's got the split down the back, so her leg goes in there real easy, but then like it actually closes itself up fairly decent. So if we slide that back on her foot, we can see it's not too much of an issue. Not too big of a split, but it's pretty good for what it is. But yeah, those look really nice. I like her boots. She doesn't normally come with boots like that, but that looks really good. I really do like this Draculaura doll that came with this. So I'm actually going to try to move her out of the way. I'm going to set her off to the side so I don't accidentally knock her down or anything. Maybe we'll just kind of stick her over there for right now, along with her crown. Just to go through some of the accessories real quickly, I'm also going to be adding them into the truck as like a little fryer with a little bone handle and spider webs. Little holes in that'll go inside the truck. She did come with a microphone that has the little thumb tab on there so she can actually hold it with little bat ears on there. I think a bunch of them come with those microphones. Let me dump this out. Comes with this cauldron that can go on the stove inside the food truck. Can actually, throw some stuff in there. Let's see, we have a little hot dog with bat wings, or a little corn dog with bat wings. Little thumb tabs so the dolls can hold it. This is to get the little kind of funnel cake things out of the deep fryer. Little thumb tab there, but it's like a skeleton arm, so that your characters working in the food truck can like fish this stuff out of the fryer. Which is kind of awesome. And well, here's one set of like the little fritters. I like the little funnel cake fritter things that can go on the fryer. They're like little fried ghosts. Throw those in there. Yeah, they have a reason to be screaming. All right. So now here's the stuff that came in here. Well, I guess I should cover these as well. All right. So I will show a video where I'm like sticking all the stickers on, but it kind of annoyed me that these weren't just printed on. I had to wrap these stickers on here, so they might be a little bit offset. But there are a couple of sodas, like ooze drink. The sticker ended up going over the little nutrition facts there. It was a little too long. And what else we have? Sludge soda. I had to apply this sticker on here. This one went on a little bit better than this one. But yeah, the little details got covered up there too. They don't open up, but there's some extra tall cans of soda. I'll just throw those in the cauldron. Okay. Now, those two soda cans initially came in here. They were plain gray. You could see those on the outside of the packaging. I already took those out and put the stickers on. But if we pop the rest of these out, no idea what that thing is. Alright, let me just throw that off to the side. Let's see what we have here. Okay. So we've got some more little monster fritters. Oh, those are like little like fried tater tot things or something. But we also get these little baskets with little thumb tabs so our monster dolls can hold the food. They set right in there so that it looks like it's kind of full, which is nice. Set that off to the side. Let's see, here's another one of those little baskets. And we have like some like onion rings with teeth. That's kind of neat. And those just kind of set on there. if you really want them to. We have a couple of condiment bottles with skullets printed on them and some... I think that's just from the molding process, those little marks on there. Or wait, hold on. I don't know. Maybe they're supposed to look like they have cracks in them. That's interesting. Yeah, because it's on both, so... Alright. Maybe they look like old tombstones or coffins. But they're like little condiment bottles. And... Oh, it's a taco tray with spider legs. Okay, now that I'm actually looking at it, I can tell what it is. What is this? Does this go onto anything? It looks like it snaps onto something, but I'm not sure what. I don't know. It does kind of set on top of one of the trays. But it has that little tab in there. Maybe it goes on the truck. Okay. But yeah, there's like two little fully stuffed tacos there, and then it has like little legs. That's neat. Alright. So I'm going to kind of slide those over for right now. I'm going to take a look at the truck. Now the truck, I had to put some parts on here, like the serving platform here. I had to put the little... These are like little kind of rubber batwing rear view mirrors. Then, of course, Draculaura was packaged in here. And then this was tied in with one of those plastic straps so you can just pull it out. Yeah, don't just try pulling that out. Wait until you open up the back of the truck, and then you can cut some stuff on the inside there. And then that comes out nice and easy, and I can show you that in a little bit. But on the outside, I had to add this. I had to add the bat wings. All of that came packaged inside the truck. It also came with a sheet of the decals, which I really do not like putting decals on things because it's always awkward. Sometimes they go on well, sometimes they don't, and you'll probably see me kind of fumbling with a few of the stickers. But the whole truck itself has like that kind of gothic ornate design. We have a Monster High logo there on the top. But it looks really cool even when it's closed up. And even the tires have something on them. It says Direstone Tire Company. And the hubcaps have a cool design on there. Now, one thing that kind of bugged me a little bit was this is more of like a static playset. While the tires do move... it's not really meant to do that. The tires are quite small. Like if I flip this over, there's even like a panel behind it. And it's not really meant to roll, even though it sort of can. But then there's these pieces down here that stick out, and those just kind of drag. So you'll just be scraping this along whatever you're trying to roll it on. But those pieces are also there so that when you take the other half of the playset out for the stage, the food truck still stands up. If we take a look at our front here, there's a cool design on the inside there. I like that. Well, wait. Is there anything on the dash? There's some cup holders on the dash. But I'm not seeing any like monster detailing in the dash. All right. Of course, the food truck itself is designed kind of like a monster. Its headlights have these awesome green eyes, which I thought were cool. Those were also decals I had to add on there. It's a really cool design with the teeth over the grill of the truck. Nice ornate design. If we turn it around to the other side, we have even more of that kind of ornate design, some webbing, and then this cardboard kind of insert. I didn't have to add that on. That was already in there, and it was already printed. That wasn't like a decal I had to stick on there. more of the Direstone tire wheels. But then this section here, this half of the truck is actually the fold-out stage. A Monster High license plate. Now to undo that, we actually have to push this up, which actually takes a little bit of effort. And there's this little knob, and we slide this out, and it just comes right apart. I'm going to set this off to the side for the moment. But there's this little rail here that this slides back onto. You actually have to slide it back on, and then you want to latch that back on there if you want your truck back together. I'm going to slide this out, and I'm going to continue looking at the truck, and then we'll take a look at the stage. So we'll set the stage portion over there for right now. And we'll look at our food truck side of things here. Now, this piece actually lifts up, and our little menu pops up there. It just kind of does that automatically. This has like a little spring in it. What kind of stuff we have? All right, well, not exactly what those are supposed to be. Or say, okay. I think it's just some made up stuff. But then we have our serving counter here. And of course, like I said, this kind of flips up automatically. That was a decal I had to put on there. And then this, you just kind of snap that in. It comes separately inside the truck in the packaging. And then on our inside of our truck, we actually have a good number of shelves here. And like a little fridge door that opens up, which I think is pretty cool. I mean, so many of the dolls and other playsets came with so many different like food and snack accessories that we have plenty of stuff that we can put in here. I thought the stove was pretty neat. It's this metallic painted color that looks real nice, and then the little gas knobs are little skullettes. And then right here, we have a space for our fryer. So if I grab some of our accessories, yeah, so the two sodas, we're actually able to sort of stick in these little holes up here. And then, see, of course, our cauldron can set on top of the stove. Then we have our little fryer. Can throw right in there. Drops down in that little hole. Maybe we can throw some of our foods in there. Try not to cross-contaminate. Maybe they're prepping some tacos. Can throw a food tray on there. But yeah, again, it's that plastic to where if you bump it and you have stuff on here, it's gonna go flying off of that. So we can stick our little bone thing in the fryer. But yeah, you can actually get a nice little setup going there. And then what's the height? Oh, the height's actually pretty good. So if you have a doll standing back here, their heads are actually going to be facing through the window. They're not going to be like looking over the top of the food truck. They'll actually be looking out at the other doll. So if I actually kind of take Draculaura, well, my camera angle is maybe not the best for that, but and we look through here. Draculaura is short enough to look through there. I'm not sure how that's going to go for some of the taller ones, though. Okay. Let me put Draculaura back over here. Alright, so let me move these accessories. Whoop, so I can actually show you another part of the food truck. Is that front end of it. Now, Draculaura was packaged in here, and it had like, you know, that clear plastic kind of wrapped around the bottom of this, and then this was anchored in here with a plastic strap, so you couldn't just pull it out. You had to cut that along with some tape, and then you're able to just pop up the seat and just kind of haphazardly pull the whole thing out. And then this works kind of like a little bench with little bone legs there. Almost looks like the inside of a casket. But then you can just cut that stuff off and then, you know, pull Draculaura off. And then this actually goes in these little grooves on the inside of the truck, so that it doesn't just, you know, roll around on the inside. You can actually keep it in place in there and set a doll on there without the seat going all over the place. Which is awesome that they did that, because that gets extremely frustrating when you're trying to set up dolls in the, or dolls, toys, anything in the driver's seat of play vehicles, and they don't sit up or stuff goes all over the place. Now, what I'm going to do next is just kind of move our food truck out of the way. And we're going to take a look at the other half, which opens up as the stage, which we're going to have to turn this around. Now, we have a bit of a dressing room here. I had to add these little decals in here. Let's see, like the microphone and the guitar and stuff can actually plug into this. So that acts as like just a little fun dressing room. But this actually folds down and becomes our stage. This piece lifts up. Now it's going to be out of camera view, but it's going to say Monster High up there. It's just going to be off camera for most of our video. This was already on there. That's that cardboard piece that was already in there. I didn't have to put that in, thankfully. And then, if we set Draculaura on stage, it's not very big, but it's something extra. That looks kind of nice. And we also get the stand that can double as a table, which is, it kind of locks itself in place, but you can also turn it over, and it's a DJ turntable. It's kind of cool, and you can just throw that up there. And I guess Draculaura can be like a one-man band. You might be able to add like maybe 2 more dolls up there before it gets too crowded. I just don't have any of the other Monster Fest ones open yet, but I do plan to be using this set when I do open those up with many of the pictures that I can add them in to the scene. Alright, so maybe I can get a montage going, because I'm pretty sure that covers it. The food truck is a nice playset, especially with the whole outdoor concert theme they're going for with this particular wave. We've gotten tons of food accessories in the past that can be used with this. The scale of it fits the dolls quite well, except for maybe the large dolls like Abby might not fit too well with it. The truck is a cool monsters design. The kitchen and serving station scale nicely and function with the dolls quite well. The stage was a nice additional playset within the set that added a little something extra to a background for the dolls to rock out on. The only disappointment for me was that it doesn't function so well as a rolling toy vehicle. It just wasn't designed for that. It's much more of a static playset. Otherwise, I really do like the set, and the Draculaura doll it came with is absolutely adorable as always. I'm a fan of her cowgirl boots she's wearing. That was a good outfit choice. Well, I hope you've enjoyed the video. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more Monster High videos. Feel free to leave a comment or suggestions on what you'd like to see next. This has been Heartless Spartan. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.